What's up, YouTube? It is FitzBro, and we have our first patch for Age of Empires 4 in 2023, and this might be one of the largest patches yet. I know we had the new Anniversary Edition update in October, but look at this. There's even 2 pages. So there are tons of changes coming, probably for a Civ you love or hate, new game modes, all kinds of stuff. So I hope you stick around, and if you're new to the channel, we cover all things Age of Empires 4, so make sure you hit that sub button down there, and we stream live over on twitch.tv/FitzBro, where we are live making this right now in Twitch chat. I will be including your feedback here as you are on screen. So here we go. Let's do it, boys. It's a long one. This might be the biggest patch note to date, possibly. I think this might even be bigger than the Anniversary Edition somehow, because we got those in little bites. Okay, release notes. Is this font big enough? Hopefully it is. PUP January 2023. Now, if you don't know what the PUP is, it's the Public Update Preview. It's basically you can download the beta branch for it in advance before the official thing goes live and test it out. They make changes. Some of these things might change for the launch. For instance, Malian nerfs, where are they? They actually kind of buff them. I know I've taken a little peek at it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's read it. Excited to take a look at the changes on the way to Age of Empires 4 Season 4. How time flies by. Take a quick read. I don't think this is going to be a quick read. After a welcome post, preview goals, etc. Below is our list of new features, UI changes, known issues, landmark rework, a highlight, landmark rework, map changes, general bug fixes, balance updates, and Civ-specific updates. This is not a comprehensive list, and it's subject to change. You know the rules. Let's keep it going. Okay, let's get some more zoom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A new game mode, Nomad. That's not new, is it? Well, it's actually been a mod up until now. It took over a year here. They've now have it in the actual part of the game. So the Nomad game mode will be there, available in custom and skirmish games. Now, here's what I would like to see. I want a Nomad queue. Wouldn't that be cool if there was like a game mode you could queue up for like a 8-person free-for-all Nomad or something? That would be really cool, but maybe someday. Doubtful. Available in custom and skirmish games, Nomad gives you scattered villagers, etc. If you guys like Nomad, I did upload B versus Marine Lord on the YouTube channel, as well as Salami versus, who was it? Recon or Lucifron? I can't remember who it was. Some good games. Go check them out on the YouTube channel. So Nomad mode's going to be there officially now. Exciting. I'm going to be hosting some Nomad community games, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. Choosing the mode, you go into the custom game, you select it, start conditions, etc. None of this is new because we've technically been playing Nomad through the mod, right? So Nomad will be a game mode you can play. Let's keep moving. Mod browser update. This is how you look at the mods that are available for Age of Empires 4. In this update, we are making significant improvements to make the mod browser experience more intuitive and useful for mod enjoyers. It's kind of hard to find the mods you want sometimes right now. The dynamic search. You know, I'm a web developer, and these are like all the terms I would see on like something I'm working on a daily basis. You know, like basic searching features, organization, you know, what modern like browsing is. And that's pretty much what this is. Like, I don't need to read this all to you. It's basically telling you you're going to be easier to search and find mods. It's going to show you the popular mods. There's going to be some filters, pagination, basic things you expect in a UI in 2023, right? Okay, but good to see the updates coming. New maps, 4 Lakes, a new map. We had that at all Red Bull Wolo, Road to Red Bull all last year. Well, now I guess it's going to be an official version in the game. Continental, it's a new map, makes its return from the original Age of Empires. I like chat. Nathan says they could have just put mod browser isn't shit anymore. Yeah, that would summarize all of this. Like when we go through these patch notes, like I read to you what's important. I'm not going to read every line, and I summarize them, right? Like, you know, we don't need to read that. An extensive island surrounded by ocean. I'm interested in this map. Although, I wonder how small the gap on the edge of the map is. Is it a big water? Or is it just like a sliver? Because I had some issues when I was playing some games that you can build the docks with the arrow emplacement right up on the coast. And if this is the case, if the coast is like not far from the edge of the map, you can completely control the edge of the map. So I hope Continental has more water on the edge, because those arrow placements are pretty much OP in those types of maps for controlling lots and lots of water. Okay. Water restricting maneuverability. Town center will be close proximity. Marshland. Open and aggressive environment set deep into the jungle, surrounded by boggy grounds. So we'll definitely do some custom games during this pup. There are a vast amount of forest. You can hide and surprise your opponents. So stealth forest. And though there's plenty of resources scattered in the swamps, beware of the dangerous wildlife lurking in the woods. Is that just wolves? Or will it be alligators? Lions, tigers, bears? I don't know. I've been hoping to see some other animals, by the way. I think they need to rework the Roost bounty system so we can have some goofy animals on maps and stuff without it being so Roost dominated. Okay, 3 new maps for Lakes, Continental, and Marshland. Keep it moving. Minimap zooming. Ayo. This would be a perfect time if I had that OBS zoom feature. I'll add it eventually. I'm just lazy. You can now change the size of the minimap via the minimap zoom level. Okay, I like this. By using the change minimap zoom level hotkey in by default, or the zoom button to the lower right of the minimap HUD. 3 sizes variable: normal, 125%, 150%. Change minimap zoom level hotkey can be reassigned to a different key. Okay, now my only concern with this, I'll have to see it, is I don't necessarily want to zoom in on items on the minimap. I want my minimap to be larger. Right? Thank you, Jagger Knight. I'm having a great day. I hope you're having a good day. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Holiday weekend. Bengals are in the playoffs. Woo! What do you guys think about this minimap zooming? I like that's an option, but I'm concerned that I don't think this is what I actually want is a larger minimap, particularly for casting, for my casting experience. I don't really want to zoom in on the items, but it'll be cool to see this. It'd be nice if they had included a screenshot, but we'll see it soon. I'm sure it's still in progress. Ottoman Art of War challenges. I don't really play them, but some people do. While we knew some of you would survive long enough to get gold easily, we're surprised to see how long a few people managed to make it. Okay, they're going to make it even harder, apparently. That's like kind of like a survival scenario. Enemy stone walls are now invulnerable. Okay. And enemy waves continue to scale up after the gold medal is achieved. So it'll continue to get harder, it sounds. New cheat code. Added minimally minimal cheat, which hides all UI. Perfect for screenshots. Hey, I might use that one. I usually steal my screenshots from my VODs though. I'm too lazy because it takes too long to, like, if I cast an entire game and want a screenshot right from the middle, like I'm casting, I'm not taking screenshots while we're playing, right? It's like, I'm not going to watch the entire game again and find that moment. And if you miss it, you can't back it back up. You know what I mean? That's only like, I want to use this, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure Age and Noob would love this. Okay, UI and UX updates. Let's see what we got. In this update, we're making efforts to improve the HUD unit stats panel. Let's go! So it's been very hard to see unit stats. Like, I've often complained, like, you can't see the units' siege damage torch damage until they are actively torching, right? It doesn't show you. They're going to be changing some of the stuff so you can actually see all of the possible types of damage they can do, which I think is a great change. Props to the devs. Movement speed will now be shown on the top level, previously shown in the detail. So you can see that by just clicking on a unit, I'm assuming. You can see the movement speed. You don't have to like hover over it, which is nice. It's going to be easier to find the movement speed. Additional weapons and their stats are now available in the detail stats. So that's probably when you hover over it, I imagine. So primary and secondary weapons, as well as emplacements for keep towers. Great. So we're going to be able to see those stats. Duplicate weapons are now combined into one, ensuring the number of times it repeats for better clarity. Oh, that'll be nice. Because, yeah, it would show things like times 10, times 10, times 10, instead of just be like 70 damage 8 times, instead of like showing it like that was really confusing how they had that displayed before. So that'll be way easier to read. Good changes here. We've improved the garrison UI. I hope this is what I think it is, to ensure that when selecting a garrison building, you can see both the building's information panel. Before you couldn't. Something's garrison, you couldn't tell it's anything about it. And the garrison units on the right side of the building's base stats. That's a nice little change. We're displaying team members together in all front-end UI and gameplay HUD to improve legibility. Okay, so this is very nice. Wait, we are now displaying team together. Oh, sometimes they would like post-match, they would split up your team members. This building thing is really huge, guys, because you really couldn't see building stats a lot of times, right? Players can now bulk tribute to other players using the tribute menu. Yay! You don't have to sit there and go. You can now hold down Shift or Control for ×5 and ×10 respectively. Okay, let's go down to some of the known issues. Some flute going on. Now there's still Civ balancers, all kinds of stuff, because a lot of times you see known issues at the end. Okay, so some of the known issues: AI idles fishing ships on Black Forest, AI pausing construction landmarks, AI freezes a Nomad, players start on the same island during Nomad mode on Archipelago. Harness Malian AI sometimes ceases production. AI may ignore some enemy units after large-scale conflict, and some daily Civ challenges are not capturing as complete. So there's some things they're still working on if you notice those as you are testing it out. Landmark rework. Oh man, we need some hype for this. We need some hype for this. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Landmark rework. Big changes here. We have taken a hard look at the landmark design and changed them dramatically. Don't worry. Your favorites like the Golden Gate, I don't buy the rose, that's not my favorite, are untouched. We've looked at our data from the least used landmarks, as well as many personal accounts for the community to target the underperformers. Our aim for these are to open up additional strategic options for civs, create landmarks that have more active and engaging strategies, and make the gameplay between the landmarks more unique. So we've buffed lesser used landmarks and added more fun. I always like more fun. Who doesn't like more fun? This is great. Let's see. Full details on landmarks can be found. Yeah, when we get to the Civ specific later, we're going to keep going. You'll really see these, but these are probably some of the big ones. Oh, is it? Oh, it's later. It's down here. Okay. Hardest AI difficulty changes. I'm not going to read through all these changes, but all I can tell you is they have basically made it so that the AI receives hardest 2 times resource gathering bonus. So they kind of like made them cheat in a way, right? They're stronger because they kind of have better resources. They're tuned to be a little more aggressive. You can read through those if you play against AI a whole lot, but I do mostly multiplayer experience. But tons of changes to the AI if you're somebody who does enjoy the single player experience. Okay, and more general AI updates. Again, lots of similar stuff. So there's a lot to unpack there. Great stuff, but it's not going to concern probably a large quantity of our viewers. And AI naval updates. Okay, map changes. Man, they got me all hyped with the landmarks, but I don't want to skip. Like, I'm afraid I'll lose my spot. Let's keep going. We'll get to the landmark changes here. We'll get there. Okay, map changes. We're changing the name of the Mediterranean map to Baltic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mediterranean Monday. What are we going to do? It's Baltic now. Oh. Bitterland is going to have to rename our series, guys. Chat, what do we name it? We're not going to have Mediterranean Monday Madness anymore. Now it's going to be Baltic Boats, Bears, Beats, Battlestar. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Maps are now alphabetically ordered in the map selection screen. You mean like every other modern UI selection screen? Okay, sweet, great. Biomes are. Do I throw enough shade? No, I'm a web dev, so like these things are like, how did this get left out in the first place? Don't know. Biomes are now alphabetically ordered in the biome selected drop-down menu. Great. Made some quality of life improvements. Just use Mediterranean biomes on any map. Boom. Okay, that's it. So I can use Mediterranean Madness by making every map just have the Mediterranean biome. Gotcha. Okay, cliffs should not generate the corners and block sacred sites. Hills should not generate near shore, allowing dock placement. Carcasses will no longer drop through bridges. I haven't seen that one, but sounds cool. Fix the soft lock that would occur during the loading screen for Black Forest with certain map seeds. For all of you out there grinding Black Forest. I can tell you how it got left out. Specific map changes. Altai. Fix an instance where one or more settlements would fail to generate. What is a settlement? Is that like somebody's base? One or more settlements would fail to generate. Maybe that's a sacred site? With its settlements, this isn't Age of Mythology. They've got like the settlements you take, right? Yeah, I think it's the trade outpost. Yeah, gotcha. Trade post. Okay, players are prairie. Okay, this is a map in the pool right now. Are pushed ever so slightly further apart from each other and closer to the edge of the map. So you won't be as close to each other on prairie. Mountain clearing. The resources. I haven't played that map in like a year. Surround the players are now more spread out. Less forest. And slightly further away. I don't know. I haven't played that map in a while. Wait a second. Hold on. Mountain clearing. Is that... Oh, I'm thinking of Mountain Pass. Sorry. Mountain clearing. That's the one we've done free for all on. Okay. The resources are more spread out. I don't know how they're going to spread them out. A whole lot more. Less forest, giving you more space. So probably a little bit less madness. The rage in the cage. Players are moved slightly further away. Okay. Well, you know we're going to have to test out the new mountain clearing in a community free for all. PUP, when PUP launches, you guys show up. We'll do it. We'll do it. I promise. I promise. General bug fixes and changes. Oh boy, holy, that's a lot. Okay, this will be speed run. Fix an issue where timelines and campaign loading and post-match screens were being cut off. If anything is single player or campaign based, I'm probably going to skip it. Hotkeys did not work with an active Asian language, IME. Issue where right click and drag only occurs when a right click is held and then the mouse is dragged. That sounds weird. Ability hotkeys that do not conflict with the selected build menu now remain active. Fixed a bug to ensure fishing boats contributed to the economic count. I like this as an observer. I think that's good. I don't know if that includes the... Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is good. Fixed an issue where player cards were misaligned in the loading screen. I've noticed that before. That's like, you know, you're in a team game and they're all mixed matched. Fixed a bug where training masteries could not be completed. Ooh. I have heard people actually talk about that one. Because where the map preferences set for quick match may be shown when queuing for a ranked match after play again. But I reported this one. There we go. I did my part. Units will play their voice lines when entering garrisoning a building. Okay. Destroyed landmarks can be repaired in the Ottoman Art of War. Prevents re-downloading subscribe mods when you already own the latest version. Oh, thank you, Jeebas. You guys know that every time you start the game and it's like, download a mod, download a mod, download a mod. That should hopefully not happen anymore. Fix an issue where crafted map beginner mode would not set the right number of players for large and gigantic. Fix the defend daily quest for English keep being built only. Okay. When you are eliminated from a match, remaining units will, this is huge, will stop attacking previous targets, villagers, and stop gathering. And other commands will cease to exist. This is particularly big for, let's say, those free-for-all games, right? You guys have seen like the 8-person mega nomad mega random, and a player might be eliminated, but the villagers would like keep eating through like the 6K gold vein. They would just keep working unless you actually killed them, which was annoying because like in those games, resources are very valuable. So this is a really big one. So AI, or once you're eliminated, they won't just keep eating through the resources. So team games, you know, that's going to be pretty big. Fixed localization issues with Royal Rumble mod. Caster mode, stolen sheep no longer added conversion counts. I didn't even know they did. Fixed an issue, like how did somebody find that one? Fixed an issue where looking at other players' profile UI would incorrectly show their own monument. Okay, lots of fixes. Guys, take a second. There's still plenty more, but like, this is great. The devs have been hard at work. I know we haven't had a patch at the beginning of January, but like they've done a ton of stuff here. Hopefully to bring a lot of fresh new gameplay for us for Age of Empires 4. And I always give credit where credit's due. You know, if something's to be criticized, I'm very honest with it. So I like to give them props when I see great things and give them a little cheekiness when we see something not so great. Keep them in line. Balance and gameplay changes. Fixed a bug where melee units couldn't attack on broken wall segments and would stand idle. So they wouldn't attack on broken wall segments, I guess, in the vast. Okay, I was trying to just process that one. Oh my gosh, look at all these. Fixed a bug where landmark could remain standing if destroyed while under construction. That's an interesting thing, because I've definitely seen that, I think, where you destroy it. Does that mean it'll like totally go down? Like it won't stay at 0 health now? I'm not sure if that's what that means. We'll need clarity on that one. Fishing ships temporarily stopping when they are reordered to garrison. Okay, so there's a bug there they fixed. Influence-based effects such as the House of Wisdom and Holy Romans emergency repair. This is a big one. Influence can now only be extended with fully constructed buildings rather than building stamps, meaning you can't cheat your golden age or your emergency repairs by like putting like house foundations. You have to have a fully constructed building. They made this a rule in the tournament. Now it's actually hopefully fixed for the game. So that's a huge change. Love that one. Fix an issue where units sometimes spawned on the wrong side of the unit production building, aka the town center. Who has had that issue? You right click on your sheep and suddenly he's too close and they pop out on the wrong side of the town center. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a great fix. Now, assuming it's actually fixed, because we've had things they've said they fixed in the past and they weren't actually. So we'll fact check all these. Everybody, we'll print this off and we'll check them off. That'd be crazy. Relics will now stay on top of bridges and walls when dropped. Relic respawns on the nearest land after being lost in the ocean on a transport. Did they just like sink into the water before? I'm not sure, but it'll go to the nearest land now. Change the event cycling behavior to now only focus on attack notifications. So this might change notifications a little bit. Elite tactics, army tactics, heavy maces, two-handed weapons. Extra damage now properly applied to charge and spear wall weapons. It sounds like that's just like a buff to the HRE from what I'm seeing there. Heavy maces, two-handed. Now I guess charge spear wall weapons. Interesting. Idle units will now do a better job of finding good targets to attack. Now this could have major implications. This type of change makes me a little nervous. This is especially improved when... I'll finish reading and I'll explain why it makes me nervous. This is especially improved when raiding farms, as units will now continue to hunt farmers instead of touching farms. So they made a similar change in Age of Empires 3, where your villagers used to finish gathering resources and then they would be idle. And then they buffed it up so that they would be more likely to find the nearest resource and then they would go start gathering it. But this produced issues because it started to happen is like you might be towards the front and suddenly your villagers just like walk into the front line to go gather a resource because they're more aggressive at gathering now. So now where maybe you expected your units to, after they killed something nearby, like to stay close for perhaps you're slowly pushing, this could result in them running into battle. Now, it might not. I'll have to see how it behaves. I like it how they describe it. Instead of attacking the farm, they'll hunt the farmers. Might makes it a little harder when those raiders come in, but make raiding a little more effective. But I'm interested to see how it affects like your army on the front line, because this could have big effects if you kind of take my scenario into account. We'll see. Unload garrison ability can now be rebound to a different hotkey. Okay, some people love changing all their hotkeys. I like the grid mostly. I only have a few custom hotkeys, but some people do. They really love it. After repairing a farm or resource drop-off building, villagers will now automatically gather from the farm or nearby resource. Okay, that's cool. I wish the villagers had a drop-off, like there was a drop-off resources button. Like in StarCraft, you can hit a button and all your drones will go back and turn the mineral in. But in this game, like it's like you end up accidentally garrisoning when sometimes you want to like drop it off at like a town center or something. After repairing, is there a link to the patch notes? It is available. It's in Steam. Somebody in chat, if you could help them out. I'll help you out because I'm just that nice. There you go. Enjoy. Boom. Okay. So after repairing, we talked about when provoked. Oh, this is a big one, guys. When provoked. I don't even know how I would summarize these patch notes because there are so many massive, like there's always some tiny changes, but like quality change live, like this is going to change the game. When provoked, Boar will now seek revenge on their attacker and ignore nearby innocents. Now, I have mixed feelings about this change. The boar pool trick you guys might have seen, where the scout comes over, shoots the boar, runs around, runs them into your villagers, right? Or during a big fight. We saw pros particularly doing this in Feudal Age. I think it's kind of a fun element of micro. I particularly enjoyed casting it. I thought it was very entertaining when someone is like having this big back and forth, somebody's lower on units, and suddenly somebody aggroes the boar. I thought it was pretty entertaining. But you have to log into your Steam. That's why you can't see it. Yeah, you have to go to the link. You have to log in. And by the way, if YouTube you're watching this, I'll have the link down below to all of this if you want to read it. But yeah, let me know, guys. What do you think about this? Do you like this change, or do you think it removes an element of fun out of the game? It is a bit frustrating sometimes when it happens to you. I can see that. I've also, like, one change that made me sad like 6 months ago is when they took out the ability for a ram to ram a boat. Like, how often is a ram ramming a boat? It was like so hype and fun, and if you actually pulled it off, like, I always thought that was fun. If it's next to shore, you can hit with the ram. But I'd be like interested to hear what you guys think about the boar change, if you like it or not. Too bad it's gone. Opposite players are like, no, I'm not. I can't do anything about it. Well, in tournaments, yeah, it was weird. Fishing boat gather rates. Honestly, I think this is part of why they did this is the tournament admins made a rule that you like couldn't kill the boar as like Abbasid or some shit. And now it'll be like, well, now it won't be a problem. They can't aggro it against you, right? I think that's why. I don't know. Maybe not. Fishing boat gather rates. Deep sea fishing reduced from 1 to 0.9. Roost deep fishing reduced from 1.9 to 1.71. Shore fishing increased from 0.66 to 0.7. So they're buffing shorefish, nerfing deep sea. We wanted to lessen the impact of deep fish to open up additional strategic options on maps with water. I particularly think of like I don't know. I don't know if I love the shorefish getting better because I always thought it was pretty damn good, and especially on the maps that have a lot of shorefish. Increasing shorefish gather rates is aimed at making these resources more effective in general for boats, as well as creating options around defensive tech-based plays. Okay, so some changes to the fishing. Walls, palisade walls, roofs. Okay, wall changes. Palisade walls cost has been increased from 5 to 7 wood. Health reduced from 1,500 to 1,250. So palisade walls are going to be weaker. They've been very, very good at holding positions. I still think they'll remain being pretty good. That's only 250 HP, but it is a change nonetheless. And they've also made changes to the roost walls because they're got different stats. You can see there. Stone walls, health. Okay, stone walls. Health reduced from 3,500 to 3,000. That is a significant chunk. I can't remember the exact stats on like bombards and trebuchets and stuff, but like, or rams, like I'd wonder like how much of a difference will that make now with sieging down those stone walls. You know what I want to see? Like, forget making stone walls cheaper. Make the siege ladder relevant. I want a siege ladder. Wait, we didn't have a siege ladder. Put a siege ladder in the game and add a ladder, and then also make the siege tower relevant. Like all of the great medieval war scenes. Like for me, the best is like Helm's Deep, Lord of the Rings. Like how epic was it? Like fighting on the ladders and climbing on the walls and going up over the towers. Like that needs to be an element in this game that is missing. Somehow they need to work on that. I hope to see it someday. Okay, so they've made walls not as strong. Monks now heal at 50% speed when their target is in combat. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a big... This is a massive Deli nerf, guys. Because Deli thrives on their unit healing. They now will heal less when in combat. Now, other civs do too, sure. Also, same thing for imams, right? For the Ottomans have been using it a lot. I'm nervous because we'll see what they do with the Deli changes below. But I'm nervous because while it is very strong, Deli doesn't have a ton of other options in their tool belt. Like using that healing is a huge part of how their Civ operates right now. So losing that hurts. But let's wait. We've got Deli changes coming. Don't spoil it if you're in chat and have read it. Don't spoil it. We'll get there. There's changes. There'll be some changes coming. Don't worry. Village formations. Okay. So this is a huge thing, particularly for pro games, and I'll explain why. Villager formation catch-up speed. I love catch-up. Reduced from 100% to 40% to match other units in the game. This will make raiding groups of retreating villagers easier. This is why pros use a lot, the formation, where it's like they're running back from the base with like 5 villagers. And maybe like this villager, right, is running back to the town center and he starts to get attacked and is about to die. And then what they do is they will issue a command for the group to like turn left, like to go like that way instead of going that way to a town center, and they'll like, whoop, and like the whole formation, like that one on the end, like will fly to the inside, and then they retarget the town center and they save that villager. So this, it's a pool trick. Honestly, I thought it was kind of a cool little element of micro that you could do. I don't love that they're removing it. It's kind of with the boar thing. Like, I think that it was a kind of a cool thing that if you could have that level of control, could do. But yeah, you guys have seen villagers outrun your knights before. That's why. Valdemar, thanks for the raid. Hey, look at that. We are going over the patch notes. Thank you so much for the raid. We are only like halfway through this first one, and there is a ton to unpack. So welcome, raiders. We are going through the patch notes, and this is going on YouTube, so say hello. Okay, stat card improvements. Okay, we've already talked about this a little bit. All units now display movement speed in the main panel. Why? This is a duplicate, essentially. You can see all the weapons equipped instead of just the currently wielded weapons. Weapons of the same type are merged instead of showing duplicates. So we've seen that already. Let's keep moving. Fix an issue where the secondary UI panel isn't accessible when selecting a group of mixed unit types. I've seen that before, so they fixed that. That's good to see. The villager's build menu now correctly resets when clearing. I really struggled with this when I first started playing Age of Empires 4. Now, I got used to kind of how it works and how it got all buggy, but it definitely sometimes this would get weird. So I feel like some of us have kind of already, like, we just hit escape so much, we spam it that we don't notice it anymore. But yeah, that's a little change. Fixed a bug with the UI incorrectly tell you to repair an enemy's landmark. I haven't seen that before. Fixed cattle not dying when you type "you monster" cheat. Fixed issues restarting the build animation after reissuing the same build. Oh, that's when they'd like be repairing and you told them to build again, and they'd be like, and they would like jump. You guys know what I'm talking about? It would get really crazy sometimes. So apparently they fixed that animation. Fixed villagers looking like they are gliding if spammed with attack orders to hunt a wolf. Oh, I like gliding villagers. Fix a rare case where defensive structures would stop firing at visible targets within range. So that's interesting. Updated various tooltips for text and landmarks. Okay, tons of fixes, guys. Like we just read. I mean, look at that. Balance and gameplay. They've been hard at work. Really, really excited to see these siege updates. We haven't even got to the civs yet, guys. We've got the big civ changes, landmark changes. That's still coming. Siege updates. A series of updates have been made to siege units. Siege units in Tech Unit to civs are covered in their civ-specific changes further on. Okay. Field constructed siege units no longer get stuck in berry bushes. I don't know if I've had that happen, but a good change. Bombard. Wood cost reduced from 400 to 300. Bombard, Great Bombard has also been reduced. Cannon's been reduced, and Rebaldaquin. They reduced the wood on all these AC cannon units. The reason these siege units were feeling too expensive considering how quickly they get killed by anti-siege and melee units. Springalds, melee units, etc. Right? They made them a lot more squishy. And now they're saying, well, you invest all those resources, they like instantly die. Reducing them gives them a little more prevalence. What is the siege unit we see the most probably in the later game? Trebuchets are like the hugest thing because they're super safe. It might be a big investment, but it's generally under keep, like really safe. So like it would be like, why make a bombard that might go out there and die when I can just slowly work with the trebuchet? But a little bit of a change there. Be interesting to see how that actually plays out. I like it. I like it. Battering ram. Oh yeah, this is fun. This is fun. Siege workshops can now produce battering rams. Let's go. Do I still have my ram emote? I totally do. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, you know I'm always good for a battering ram buff. So that's gonna be great. A new technology, lightweight beams available in the 4th age. Increases battering ram attack speed by plus 40% and reduces their field construction time. So you can build them faster in age 4 and they'll be faster attacking. Big rams, ram again. Let's go. We wanted to give rams better late game scaling and allow for more attacks from multiple angles. It's going to be like rams coming. Just wait for the Musafati warriors when they start making rams. Oh my gosh. There's going to be rams. We're going to ram the shit out of them. Okay. Fixed a bug where siege units could get stuck in their unpacking animation if their target was too close. Okay. Wow. We haven't even got to the civ specific changes yet. Okay, guys, here we go. Get some poggers in the chat. We've got Absid, Chinese, Delhi, English, French, HRE, Malians, Mongols, Ottomans, and Rus changes coming up. Let's go. Absid. You guys know Absid was the civ I mained for most of 2022. Okay, big changes. I think we're going to have a lot of discussion about this. I'm not even sure if we're going to cover it all right now. But you know I'm going to be trying out these Absid on ladder. We wanted the initial wing choice of the House of Wisdom to align more closely with high-level strategies. Military wing for rushing, culture wing for teching, and trade economic wings for booming. These changes are aimed at increasing the diversity of these playstyles. So you know they're changing up the wings. Okay, here we go. House of Wisdom landmark. This building is now a home market destination that can be traded with. What does that mean? Well, for those of you who want to do a trade strategy, your House of Wisdom can now be instantly traded with. I wonder if it can trade traders. Maybe it'll tell us. I don't know. Spawns 3 traders once it's completed. Trade wing. That's not a massive bonus. Like it will jumpstart your trading, but I mean 3 traders as soon as you get the bonus. I guess if you do how are you gonna do the trading trick? Build it in the corner next to I don't know about that part, but it's interesting. You get traders. We'll have to see how it works. It sounds a little underwhelming to me, the trade wing. Military wing spawns units. I'm already excited. Based on the age you complete this wing. Is this a one-time spawn? 1 archer and 2 spearmen in the feudal. 2 camel riders in castle. Well, that sure's not good. And 3 hand cannons in imperial. Is that a one-time spawn, or does it continuously spawn those units? Is what I wonder, like the Ottomans. I've got a feeling the way it's worded, it's a one-time spawn, in which case I would say that's, it's pretty, not that great. Not that great. Camel rider shields move to the stable, so that you can actually get a tech in the House of Wisdom while also teching in the stable if you really wanted those camel riders, because sometimes you'd have so many techs in the House of Wisdom, it was like you struggled to get them because you just had to wait for the other ones to be done that you wanted. They are free. Yeah, they're free units, free real estate. That's true. You know. Composite bows moved to this wing in the Castle Age. Cost reduced from 700 gold, 300 wood to 350 and 150 wood. Okay, so composite bows can be used in the Castle Age. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what type of... I really feel like if you're going for military wing to get these units, like that's super important to you, you're gonna need to have like some kind of like crazy timing like push, right? Somewhere like where you're really using these units to their full advantage. Like, 'cause early on, if you can have more units, like maybe you can do something. There's still so many civs that like you just can't even punish though in the early game. Like you're gonna show up with your 2 spearmen and an archer, and like English can be like, "Hello, welcome to my base. Let my villagers shoot you and kill you." Like, Yes, they will have the best spears and archers. Yeah, they can get composite bows earlier. Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing, right? Getting this in the 3rd age. So I think that's probably the most interesting thing about the castle change here, is this being moved up earlier, because it used to only be available in the 4th age. Economic wing. Added fertile crescent technology. This is a new tech. Costs 25 food and 75 gold. Cheaper than fresh foodstuffs. Reduces wood and stone costs of economic buildings and houses by 25%. For those of you good with math, what does that make a town center or a house worth? What other economic buildings are there? I guess your mills, your lumber camps. I mean, this is probably good in the long run. It makes your town center, I'm assuming, cheaper, right? 300 wood to 2. Okay, so the town center will be 300 wood and 262 stone. That's a massive wood saving. I mean, considering it only costs, 25 food and 75 gold. So you can have that in the bank when you hit the next age. The food's easy to have. The gold is a little more purposeful. 56 wood for farms. This is a pretty crazy buff, right? For the eco? I feel like they're trying to encourage you to not to use the economic wing by making these changes. But I haven't read the culture wing yet. Guess what wing I want? The economic wing. This sounds, just that alone sounds freaking crazy, right? Instant 3 TC when you reach feudal. What? Is that real? Oh my gosh. Moved fresh foodstuffs to the town center. Now, what that means, you're going to have to lose a villager to get that tech, right? Because before you would get fresh foodstuffs in the House of Wisdom, and you kept your town center churn out villagers, you're going to have to skip a villager to get that fresh foodstuffs. So in the early second age, you technically, because I'm assuming you don't want to skip this, you're technically going to be down a villager. But if you've got 14 TCs, sure. But pros and the super aggressive opponents in like Conqueror 3, it's going to take a while to get your 2 TCs up or 3 TCs, right? And get your value going. Under pressure, you're technically going to be 1 villager down early on. So I will say I have seen some debate between some of the players of whether this was actually a buff or a nerf as far as this goes. But I think it sounds probably pretty good in the long run, I would imagine. You can have, yeah, that's a good point. You can have fresh foodstuffs with the military wing with this change. Yes. Because the fresh foodstuffs have been moved to the town center. I think that's what it means, right? You can, does this mean that it's available in the second age? Or you still don't get, like, it could be in the town center, but not available until you get the wing. But I think this means that you can have both. So you could do a military wing strategy where you're getting your archers and spearmen, and then you're still getting fresh foodstuffs. You're going to be down a villager. I don't know. It's interesting. At the very least, it's going to make for some fun Avacid stuff. I love Avacid. I'm going to play around with this, watching games, seeing like, what are people doing? What are they trying? I hope you can see a lot of this stuff in the Observer UI, because I found that the new Caster UI limits sometimes what you can see when you click on buildings as far as what they're teching. Like, there's stuff that's on the UI, but some of the stuff isn't always on it. Like, is this new tech going to show up on the UI when they're researching it? Hope so. Hope so. It might not. Fresh foodstuffs villager cost bonus reduced. So now it isn't as valuable as it was before. Okay, down from 50% of a reduction to 35%. And I can't do 35. I was great at the 50% of things, right? You know, but 35, phew, that's crazy. That's crazy. So fresh foodstuffs got a little bit of a nerf. Culture wing. It's insane. These are all just Avacid changes. Preservation of knowledge bonus reduced from 30% to 20%. So that was a nerf. Now applies to age up Ooh, hello. You guys see that? So this reduction will now, if you get this tech, will now reduce 20% of your age up costs. So Culture Wing tech makes it 960 food and 480 gold for castle, and 1920 food and 960 gold for Imperial. Thanks you, Nathan Ralph, for the stats. The man who's ready. So I still think going up to age 2, you probably want one of these two, I would imagine. Or you can do some crazy fast castle strat, technically. Ooh, that could be fun. Oh my gosh, yeah, like go into age 2 with the Culture Wing into fast castle because it's going to be cheaper. Oh, that could be fun with Man-at-Arms. Yeah, oh, I'm excited to try it. I'm excited. Let's be honest, guys. While it seems very like, oh, look at all these options. Remember the first time you played Age of Empires 4 and saw Avacid, we're like, whoa, look at all these options for age up. And then it became like, oh no, this is the one you got to do every time. That's going to happen with Avacid over time. We'll see what it ends up being. And maybe now they've opened the window to this, maybe they'll tweak some of these numbers as we get additional patches, right? Fast Imperial, I'd say, says Luck Mercury. Now that's a man who's thinking. Fixed a bug where Golden Age wasn't reducing research times properly. Oh, great. I've been nerfed the whole time. I didn't even know it. House of Wisdom now displays additional build menu in caster mode. Okay, I was just mentioning this. Some of these things don't show up in caster. Excited to see this. Faith technology. Faith renamed to proselytization. I don't know what that means. Somebody Google it. Monk convert ability. I'm assuming it's still... Monk convertibility that unlocks with it has been renamed to proselytize. Okay, now I've got it now. Proselytization. To induce someone to convert to one's faith. Okay, great. Somebody sat around and decided that needed to be renamed. Fancy word for convert. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, China. Only small changes. Not seeing any nerfs. Okay, astronomical clock tower landmark can now produce the clock tower battering rams with bonus health. Oh god, Zugnews with super strong battering rams. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Fixed a bug where granaries wouldn't generate taxes. Okay. When research techniques were researched there. Nest of Bees will finish its current... Oh my god. Now this is a buff. Nest of Bees will finish its current volley if its target dies or moves out of range. Previously it would stop firing. I don't know if that's a visual change or if that's is that actually a change. But apparently it'll keep finishing its volley if the target dies, I guess. Probably frustrating to deal with. Okay, so Delhi Sultanate. Okay, now we saw that healing was nerfed. Let's see if our boys Delhi Sultanate have got any big buffs. Throw those elephants in the chat, y'all. You know, you can see some elephants in here. Here we go. Oh, Delhi's on fire. Maybe even some snake wall. You know, I had all Delhi emotes when we first started. Okay, Compound of the Defender. This is the landmark that allows you to build stone walls with your infantry and reduces costs of keeps. And all stone costs. Contains the following defensive technologies that ignore age requirement. So that means you can get them in any age. Village Fortress. Research time reduced from 5 minutes to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Now this is kind of fun. Village Fortress is the upgrade for your keep, which allows you to train villagers out of keeps. So your keep's gonna be cheaper. You can now get that tech at the Compound Defender instead of at the keep. So you can have the keep doing another upgrade or training village, whatever. I guess not training village yet. And it's now faster, right? And this is before applying the Delhi sped up bonuses, right? For research. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Boiling oil. So you can get, because some of these techs were all in the keep. So it took forever to get them, and your keeps are often in the middle of the map. And if you didn't build the mosque Wi-Fi, you weren't getting the bonus. Court Architects. That's going to be, that's extra building health and slow burning defenses. Oh my gosh. This landmark didn't have any of these techs before. So this is massive. And these are all available since this is available in the third age, in the castle age. So that's a nice little defensive buff for Delhi. That's for certain. Maybe even a booming buff. People always wanted to make the Village Fortress strata thing, and it's always been kind of lackluster. House of Learning landmark. Reinforced foundations technology allows villagers and infantry to garrison in houses and fire arrows. What? And houses get 50% more HP. Like what? I'm gonna sit here in my houses with I can just build houses next to everything and garrison in them and start shooting, and they have more HP. Oh my gosh. Shout out to FitzFlute. It is the very first time she's ever chatted in my Twitch channel to say she wants to eat the pot roast. I am quite hungry, but we have to finish these patch notes. We do not eat until we finish the patch notes. Okay, sound off, guys. What do you think about this? Pretty cool. That's a great... Sounds cool. We'll see what it ends up being like. Tranquil Venue technology healing per second increased from 1 to 2. Okay, that's where a unit with a mosque heal nearby units. And now it's faster because it was really terrible before. Lookout Towers technology also adds +1 weapon range to outposts. Hello! Hardy Rations technology moved from Imperial to Castle Age. Which one is that one? Is that is that the eco boost? I think it is. I think it is. Oh my gosh, she's in there trolling. Should I give her a VIP, guys? Does Fitz's wife get a VIP? I'll give her a VIP. Yeah, you're not even subbed. My own wife isn't even subbed to my channel, guys. Jeez. Okay, Hisar Academy. Here's a question, guys. Between the Compound of the Defender landmark and the House of Learning for Castle Age now, which one would you choose? Now, there might be different cases, but like, what's your gut? What's your gut reaction? I'm very interested. Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm very interested in trying a Village Fortress, like defensive strat. but this seems really good too. I don't know. Thank you very much to Fitzwife for following the stream. I think that's what that was. Why should I sub to you? It's your money. No, it's your money too. It's our money. Jeez. Don't distract me. This is going on YouTube. We gotta keep going. Okay. So people are talking about what they're gonna build. Hisar Academy landmark. Access of madrasa and food generation increased by 20%. Oh, thank the Lord. This thing has been so terrible. So more food generation, and you can start getting... I mean, the madrasa is an expensive building.
KASV,
thank you so much for the sub.
Has joined us at the rating party, so
has gifted a sub to FitzFleet. Thank you so much. She needed that. Thank you. There we go. Now my wife is subbed to the channel officially. Thank you, Yabo. Palace of the Sultan landmark now trains the new unique Sultan's elite tower elephant. Oh, did somebody say elite tower elephant? A mountain elephant with 2 hand cannoneer. What? Oh, let's go! Hand cannoneer elephants. Oh yeah, make way. Prince Ali's come back to town with his elephants with hand cannoneer riders. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be good. While activated, the Palace of the Sultan will train an elephant every 200 seconds. We knew that. You can garrison scholars in landmark to speed it up. Man, cannon elephants. We're so close. We're so close. I want a bombard elephant. Give us a bombard elephant. War elephant. Okay, this unit has sucked in the past. Cost reduced. HP reduced. Okay. Armor increased from 4.2 to 4.5. I'm assuming that means melee and range. So it gets like a butt ton more range. Is that what that means? When I see like 4/5? Man, that's very specific. But essentially it's giving more armor, less HP, cheaper. Tusk damage more, spear damage. Oh, takes more spear damage. Gets an additional 100 versus buildings. Okay. Bro, we're going to be playing... We're sticking with the berries. I thought I was going to start learning some new civs. We're going to be playing more Delhi, and we're going to be playing more Abbasid. Like, what more can we need? We haven't even scrolled through the other civs yet. But like, look at all this. There's so much to explore. I mean, that's part of what originally intrigued me about Delhi is like, when the game first came out, even though everyone plays it now, or the pros definitely do, nobody played this game. During the like closed beta, I was like the only person playing this civ. Because it's so weird. There's a lot of stuff to go on here. Tusk siege damage gains plus 50 versus buildings. Okay, so elephants strong against buildings. Armored beast tech grants war elephants plus 25% HP and plus 4 ranged armor. I can't remember what the stat was before, but that is the stat now at least. Siege elephants. Tech renamed to Howdahs. Hey, AoE4. In addition to equipping tower defense with crossbows, grants plus 30% HP and plus 4 ranged armor. I changed a lot of the light commands. I guess everybody can. Let her figure it out. Okay, nice. So elephants across the board, stonks are going up, guys. If you like elephants, you're going to have a good 2023. I hope. We'll see. They still could suck. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Fix an issue where fishing ships would not benefit from ranged damage blacksmith upgrades. Just what we need are fishing ships to get more range damage, okay? Maybe OP? Maybe that'll be big. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe +1 fishing boat damage could become a big thing in Mediterranean or Mongolian High. I don't know. Fixed lookout tower tech not affecting outpost built after researching the technology. Okay, didn't know that. Zeal technology now adds a gold glow to the affected units. That's kind of fun. So you can see when the buff's actually going on and the buff will not stack anymore. Okay, so that's a big change. Fixed a bug where a buff was giving much less attack speed than intended. Okay, scholars which are garrisoned in mosque will now have their automatic healing ability toggled on. Oh my gosh, this drove me crazy. I would like ungarrison my scholars, think they're healing, and they're all walking around doing nothing. Okay, guys. Major daily changes. This won't be the last you hear about this. We could see some tweaks when the actual patch goes live, right? We'll see what this goes with through the PUP. But you can bet I'm going to be playing some daily when this PUP goes live next week. So I'm excited for that. Awesome. That's going to be so much fun. English. Oh boy, look at all these English changes. Ooh. Okay. English. Abbey of King's landmark now can crown a king. A cavalry leader with a lesser version of the Abbey's aura. So that heals, by the way. So the king will heal. Costs 150 food and 150 gold. Only one king may be trained at a time. One of it has an attack. Probably not. Heals nearby out of combat units for 2 HP every second. Okay. I'm just imagining the longbows like messing up your eco and then backing up and healing or something. Or their man arms really, but only when they're passive out of combat. So is this enough to switch like skip the council hall is still will be the question, right? I don't know. Developer note. Previously, while it's possible to get a lot of resource value, it wasn't possible. Oh, it was? Well, if you could do it. It was often cumbersome in late stages of the game. Now you can mobilize this ability, essentially. So you can put them on your back line and heal. Yeah, longbows can already heal. Yeah, you're right. I know. What are you talking about? Can the king enough to one-hit knights? Here's a real question. How much HP does this king get? Does it say? Can it survive one knight charge? Do I know the crowning of the king? I'll have to learn it. Council Hall landmark. Okay, so that's the one landmark you see all the time right now. Changed from producing longbow men in their technologies to all archery range units and technologies. So that means that you can now get crossbows. You can train them in your council hall when you hit the castle age. That's what it means. Because it really wasn't used much beyond the feudal. So that's kind of a buff for English, I would say. They can get, if you're like rush, if your strategy is to like go castle age and rush knights against English, that's gonna be harder because the second they hit the castle age, they're gonna be able to start making crossbows out of the council hall. Fix an issue where council hall hotkeys did not respect the archery key bindings. Okay. The landmark, the king's palace got more HP. Oh my gosh, double? Bro, let's be honest. Most of the time they're dropping this, they're already on 3 TC. So now they'll be on 3 TC and they're gonna have more HP on their landmark. Fixed an issue where English King's Palace did not respect the keybinds. White Tower landmark. If you missed the start of these patch notes, you can either back up the VOD or I'm gonna upload this to YouTube in a little bit and you can watch some YouTube video. And I appreciate if you do, because I get just like a tiny bit of ad revenue, and I appreciate it. Now trains units, researches technologies. Who raided us now? Rising Empires, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We have just reached the portion of the patch notes. We're talking about the English changes.
KASV, KASV, AoE has joined us in the raiding party, so 107
people on YouTube be like, what are with all these sounds? Okay, just for the sake of, I'm going to stop the bot just so we... Hold on. Come on, bot. Come on, bot. Okay. Thank you. Oh. So it's not just the most obnoxious video ever. Thank you so much for the sub, Caleb. Okay, White Tower landmark. It feels like English is getting buffs, which I'm not sure if they needed. Like, yeah, I think the landmarks need a little change, but... Yeah, it's... Oh, now that they're just stuck green. Okay. Now trains units, researches technologies, and builds emplacements. 100. The White Tower got a buff? Am I reading? Why? This thing already everything up. Now the White Tower is stronger. Okay. Yeah, there is one nerf. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. Berkshire Palace landmark. HP increased. More HP from 5,000 to 6,500. Effect change for projectiles have plus 50% range and double the amount of base arrows to all projectiles. Now have 15 tiles range. Does that mean it doesn't have double the base? Wait, how's that work? Instead of having 50% range and double the amount of base arrows, they all have 15 tiles. Oh no, they have more range. It's weird. the thing's going to shoot at you. There you go. Arrows from the Berkshire are now incendiary and deal increased damage. What? Okay. Yep. Beware of shooty stone building. Will hurt. Will hurt. We want to create a more compelling choice between the two palaces. This change makes the Berkshire Palace more effective at locking down a position. I thought it was already very good at that, but it doesn't cost stone to repair and more dangerous to fight underneath for the opponent. Okay. The Wingard Palace. Now, this is a big change, guys. I don't know if I want to read through all of this, but basically they have changed it to be 4 distinct armies, and there are now new units they are adding. Okay, so they now have this thing now will give you spearmen, crossbow, and trebuchet. Here's the cost change. The Wingard Raiders, it still trains 3 horsemen and 3 knights. The cost has been changed. The Wingard Rangers, it no longer trains the crossbows and hand cannoneers. You get Wingard Rangers, which are going to be a new unit. So that's going to be a new unit for the English there. And then the Wingard Footmen is going to be another new unit. Get 6 of them. So that's going to be very interesting. We'll see what English players choose. I think that these are probably going to be pretty good, I would imagine. But we'll have to see exactly how those units stack up, and all that. Previously, the discounted trebuchet, yeah, you always went for the same one because the trebuchet was so dang cheap before. Like, you'll still get the trebuchet, but it doesn't have as much with it, right? You get 2 spearmen and 2 crossbowmen. It's not just like, oh, here's one of everything and a trebuchet. Have fun. Okay, we got a nerf coming. Hold on. Enclosures, gold generation time. This is farms generating gold. Reduced. It's the time. Instead of being every 3.5 seconds, and now it's every 5 seconds. So you can do the math over like the course of a minute. Think of like how much less gold that is over 10, 6, 30 minutes. This is going to be a huge change. Another big nerf. Fixed a text bug for the network of castles to report the correct attack speed. Apparently it was from 25 to 20%. Apparently it's actually been 20%. And the same with the network of Citadel. And they're also nerfing it. Okay. The network of castle will now only deal 15% damage or have the 15% attack increase and from 40 down to 30%. So this is what it was actually doing before, apparently. And now it's down to this. So that is a pretty massive nerf, right? Because that attack speed really makes a big deal over time, times all of the units, all of that, etc., etc. Okay. Buffing the White Tower is kind of a nerf if they make it instead of King's Palace. Fixed a bug where English farm lingered after nearby mills were destroyed. Okay, so now the network, it's essentially 20% to 40% and then to 50% to 30% as the bonus for simply providing too much power. Okay, so a bunch of changes to English, right? A lot of changes to these landmarks, new unit, etc. But there's been a nerf to the farms, the enclosures particularly, and then there has been a nerf to the attack speed that you're going to get. Okay, so big changes there. Let me know, English mains, what do you think about this? Twitch chat, YouTube comments, what do you think? Delhi changes, Abbasid changes, English, French. These look tiny. These look tiny. Chamber of Commerce landmark no longer provides additional resources to traders. Okay, so they've nerfed the trading for the Chamber of Commerce. Automatically trains 1 free trader for each economic tech researched. So you could over time you had a little trade boom that you weren't barely even trying to do, perhaps. Sounds interesting. We'll see how it actually works out. Sounds interesting though. Their techs are cheap and they get a lot of them. I give you a few traders. I wonder how many total traders you can get from techs like early on. I don't know. Interesting. College of Artillery. The bonus damage increased from 20 to 30%. So that's a buff. Can research gunpowder and siege technologies. Chemistry, siege works. Okay, so I can get some of these techs. Works 50% faster. Unlocks the artillery shot ability on all cannons. An ability loads the cannon for an arty shot. Next shot has greatly increased area of effect, but no bonus versus buildings. So you can hit like troops with this. Very interesting. Seems like a good change for French. Seems like maybe it makes them a little better. Give them more fun. More fun? Funner? Red Palace now activates an arbalist weapon on all keeps and town centers. What? The Red Palace already all on its own. It's called the Red Palace for a reason. It's also going to be buffing keeps and town centers, apparently. Okay. French changes. That's it. Not a whole lot, but some fun ones, especially with the artillery. It's going to be interesting. Okay. The Holy Roman Empire. Okay, let me get my lights back to purple because I'm going to, you know me, I like my purple lights. Okay, here we go. We got it's one of these scenes. Let's just do, yeah, that'll do. Blue. We'll go with blue. Holy Roman Empire. Not a ton of changes. Minework Palace now holds 2 technologies unique to the landmark. Okay, I am interested. Rivet, because most people go for the Hawk and Chapel. Riveted chainmail, spearman and horseman, +2 melee armor. Whoa! What? Cost 75 food, 175 gold, and it gives your spearman and horseman trash army, which I love to make, +2 melee armor. Is this in addition to your like other +1 you're gonna get? So they're gonna have +3 melee armor in the second age. Granted, you gotta get the gold, but wowee, that is so for those of you who don't know, like a unit might do 6 damage, right? Say it does 6 melee damage. If you have +1 melee armor, that means you take 5 damage, right? Not most of the feudal age units don't have a ton of damage, but when you've got like a unit that has like +2 or with the blacksmith +3 melee armor in the second age, that could be pretty massive for how much damage it will be absorbing. Steel barding. Knights gain +2 armor. What the? Now that's expensive, but this shit is gonna be good over time. Think of their knights into the late game, particularly. Wait, is this +2 ranged and melee armor? Oh my gosh. But they're supposedly have to skip the Aachen. They said like, hold on a second. The Aachen Chapel's already the best one of the best landmarks in the entire game. So people don't pick it. We're gonna give them another completely, totally awesome, badass landmark. Like think about what the Abbasid gets with their 2 spearmen and 1 archer. And then you got like this available for the HRE. Yeah, where's my brother? He would love, Fitzy here, come play some HRE. They're crazy. Okay. Wow. Fix an issue where Regnus Cathedral landmark does not correctly follow hotkeys. Fix an issue where the emplacement discount bonus did not apply to naval arrow splits. Fix a bug where Prelate Inspire Bandit's cooldown could be skipped. Okay, so buff to the HRE, I think there, or at least give you another landmark option. Sounds pretty strong. Sounds pretty dang strong. +2 spearman, +1 archer, gonna do great versus those +3 armor horsemen. Yeah, they'll adjust numbers. Like, but we don't know. Like sometimes something can seem crazy on paper, then you get to try it and it's like, oh, like we saw these elephant buffs, but like then we're gonna see elephants like in battle in the 4th age and still just getting shit on by everything else. I don't know. We'll see. Especially without their stacked healing, right? Healing got nerfed. That was a big thing that kept elephants alive. They gave elephants less HP. The healing is 50% slower now when they're in combat. I don't know. Might be a bunch of dead Elephantos. Malians. Now, I'm interested to read these notes because I'll tell you the first time I read them, there was not a single Malian nerf. I thought the Malians were already overperforming by quite a crazy amount. Let's see what they've done. Manticore landmark no longer displays as a resource production unit. Frimba garrison and the Huntress landmark. They now only take 4x4 space instead of 5x5 space, which I think is good. It was too big. They were too big. You put these forts in. The landmark was giant before. The fort. Does that mean that the Fort of the Huntress effectively, with taking up only 4x4, is got nerfed, so it has less like coverage? I would imagine. Magical Cow, thank you so much for the sub. 5 months. Appreciate you. Can we consider that a Fremba nerf? I don't know about that. Fort of the Huntress landmark. Preferred Rams before, I guess now it won't. The tooltip is now correctly instead of 100% to 50% for the Siege Festival. Tech tree. Okay, they've fixed some things that were missing on the tech tree, particularly the ability to reduce research times based off successful trades. Okay. Oh, added a bonus for cheaper veteran unit techs. Okay, there you go. Malian Wonder footprint and structure size increased. Oh, for the Wonder. Okay, so it matches the others. House health has gone up, so this is a buff for the Malians. So all those houses you're trying to burn early on with the Spearmen just got a plus of 100, and that is, you know, where you might have killed. Think of it as sometimes when you would kill like 3 or 4 houses. That's what, 300, 400 more HP you got to dig through. That is a good time for the Malians. Local tech research, local knowledge technology moved from Imperial to the Castle Age. I can't remember which one this is. The local knowledge technology. What tech is that, guys? Local knowledge. I don't remember. I play tons of Malians. I don't even know what that is. Cost reduced from 200 food, 500 down to 100. So they made it cheaper now. Oh, it's the healing one. Maybe research time it reduced. Okay, so they moved that tech to the Castle Age. Manuscript trade technology no longer affects the naval aerosets technology. Now applies, like I know what some of them do, I don't always know the names. Now applies to the Boeing oil technology. Okay, I'm assuming that makes that cheaper or something. Deer are no longer startled by, so stealth units won't move deer anymore. Won't give away your position. That's cool. Enemy buildings in Gaia no longer reveal units in stealth. Wait, enemy buildings no longer. See, I swear before, yeah, I noticed that. Like I tried stealth and I like was always being revealed. Didn't matter what. Fixed visual issue with the cattle garrison in a ranch. Fixed issue where the Malian pit mine could be built on top of structure built over depleted gold deposit. I've got problems, guys. I thought the Malians actually needed a little bit of a nerf. This looks like several buffs to them. I don't know. We'll see. I think Malian's still going to be very, very strong. This could be a civ, I would imagine, given feedback that some of this stuff might not stick going into the actual launch. The Musafati heal got heavily buffed. Oh, the out of... gotcha. That was. Moose Party buffed? Is that what this is? Oh my gosh, that's what it is. It's the Musafati Warriors heal on stealth. Oh my gosh, Moose Party is going... If you guys haven't seen it, I made an account called Moose Party Warrior. You can go look on AoE4 World, where I only did Frimba, Fast Castle, only made Musafati Warriors, not a single other unit, no matter what they made, and I made it to Conqueror 2 with that account. It is insane, and I don't think you should be able to do that with a single unit and a single strat. So I think Fast Castle needs to be tweaked a little bit. I don't know. If you got half a brain in Conqueror 1, yeah, you can stop it. In Conqueror 3, right? Okay. Wow. Okay, Malian changes. A little buffs. Did not expect that here today. Other civs got buffs, so maybe it's a nerf to Mali. That's a point. That's a point. You know, could be right. We'll see. Those 2 spearmen and 1 archer are going to stop the Malian Fast Castle. Okay, Mongols. Fix an issue where the Mongol Silver Tree landmark does not correctly follow hotkey rebinds for market. Okay. Cool Tree landmark. Doesn't need the con anymore to apply the damage buff. That's a good little change. You had to like really be on top of that con before I give them next to it. Damage buff properly applies to bonus damage. RR radius has been increased. Okay, the Kurtai now has 10 tile. So this is going to be a stronger landmark to use now. I've already seen it being used a little bit. It's going to be a lot better. Cognate Palace landmark automatically rallies a random army. So this will be in place in the Age 4 instead of the white Snoopa. I said it wrong on purpose, just so you know. And now you get these random things. Look at this. Roost Knights, Warrior Monks, Horse Archers, Nest of Bees, Palace Guards, Elite Mangadais, Hui Pao Trebuchet, Massive Trebuchet with greatly increased range and damage. Giga Chad Trebuchet. Train times are scaled based on the unit. So it's a random army. I don't love the amount of RNG that can come with this, right? Because you could build this and you could be like desperately need a Trebuchet, and if it's random, you know, it might just keep giving you Warrior Monks. Or, I don't know. It'd be nice if you could choose which one you wanted. I'd rather have like some cost or something, or at least like you toggle it to something and maybe even take longer. I don't love randomness. A trebuchet could pop out right when you have army in your base and you have nothing and like it just dies instantly. But it sounds interesting nonetheless. Yeah, it should be fun. Could be fun, especially casting. Be like, here we go, he's about to have the Mangonite popping out, and then it's like, boom, trebuchet's there. Lash, thanks for the raid. We are reading through the patch notes. We just got to the Mongols. We're almost through. We're almost through, baby. Thanks for all the raids, guys. White Stupa landmark now contains Uvu technologies. Ooh! Mongol buildings now show additional build menus in caster mode. Here is the URL. Yes. And if you missed all this and you wanted to see it, I'm throwing this up on YouTube when it's done, or you can back the bot up. Huge patch notes. I know, massive, huge patch notes. Huge. Okay, Mongol buildings now show additional build menus in caster mode. Okay, good for me. Fix a bug where improved textile upgrade hotkeys weren't functioning. Uvu influence range now shows correctly during selection stage on larger stone deposits. I had noticed that before. Using select all military buildings, hotkey no longer selects packed Mongol prayer tents. That's cool. I don't have that a ton, but I've definitely, like when I used to play some Mongols, hated when I'd grab like packed up buildings when I did a select all military, because I use that hotkey a lot. Signal arrow changes. Okay. Range has been increased by 10. Whistling arrow cost reduced. That's an upgrade. Okay, they made that cheaper, pretty significant, like almost half as much, or it is half as much. Improved costs reduced. That has also been cut in 2. Activating the Khan Scout Falcon no longer cancels the current command, so you can keep running or whatever, or attacking. Fixed a bug where early horsemen had less charge damage, so they're gonna have be better essentially if that was bugged. Fixed a bug where Dark Age Spearmen had 12 torch damage instead of the intended 10. Okay, so I mean, for a Civ, that makes Dark Age Spearmen almost every game, they're losing 2 torch damage. Now, they're not doing a ton of torching, typically, in the Dark Age. But that is a little bit of a nerf for them, right? Ottomans. Boy, I don't know how they're going to change up the Ottomans, because they're very one-dimensional right now. Fix the Twin Medress landmark, sometimes trapping units in the generated berry bushes. I've had that happen, so it's good. The Mehmed Imperial Armory landmark can now be toggled to produce battering rams. Yay! This is the patch of the rams, guys. We've got lots of ram changes in this update, so this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Okay. Instantly, in Istanbul Imperial Palace landmarks, it can apparently stack its bonus before when killed or repaired. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Seagate Castle. Fix an issue where traders could not garrison within the landmark. Huh. No longer loses its ability to buff traders when another landmark is destroyed. Didn't know that. Incendiary arrow technology. Correct an issue where the archers and crossbowmen would lose their fire arrows after upgrading to a new tier. Correct an issue where archers and crossbows could attack with melee weapons after... What? They could attack with melee weapons after upgrading incendiary arrows? I never saw that, but sounds fun. It's gone. Ottoman Grand Galley. Adjusted. I think this thing's pretty underwhelming. Adjusted helps text to reflect the ship contains garrison slots after converting into a military school. Okay. This thing's weird because it doesn't get... why the Grand Galley is terrible. It's a moving military school, essentially. But the military schools are only good when you're getting the blacksmith speed buffs, right? The stuff you get as you age up and stuff. You don't get that with your little boat flying around in the ocean. They should just apply it globally or something. I don't know. But it's what makes the Grand Galley really bad. Meta now correctly activate and apply their aura after being ungarrisoned. Okay. The sound effect for the Vizier point is now linked to the volume sound effects. This is probably like directly Drongo's doing, because he like loses shit over like a lot of the sound effects in the game. Like some might bug me, but like he gets enraged by the wolves howling. This is gonna be good for Mr. Drongo. The Rus. So not really any nerfs to these guys from what I've seen here. Nothing really changed. Just some bug fixes. Maybe they get bad at Rams. Okay, Rus, Kremlin landmark. The Kremlin may now... Oh yeah, this is crazy. The Kremlin may now levy militia to the capital town center. AoE4 folks will remember this type of stuff, right? You could do this with Minutemen or militia. The ability costs 100 food and can be activated every 3 minutes. Militia are fast and lightly armored unit that have a 90-second lifetime. Okay, so they're only alive for so long. With this version of the Kremlin, players are now able to defend multiple parts of the base from raids beyond the direct radius of the Kremlin. So you can pop out stuff out of the capital town center. Abbey of the Trinity. Saints Reach effect increased +3 to +5 range on warrior monks. Blessing activation. That's a buff. Saints Reach and improved blessing merged into one tech, renamed Fervor. Improve the range of Saints Blessing by +5 tiles and the damage granted by +1. Saints Veneration is a new tech. Provides +100 HP to the warrior monks. Costs 425 gold. It ain't cheap. Available in the Imperial Age. So a few buffs there. Change to the Kremlin. High Trade House. Deer spawn cooldown decreased from 60 seconds to 45 seconds. That'll be a nice little buff for the High Trade House. Technologies in the High Armory have been updated. Okay. Base effect for nearby workshop stays the same. Fine-tuned guns. Effect change from 20% bombard attack speed to 20% bombard damage. So damage instead of attack speed. Now adds 60 bonus damage versus infantry for bombards. Tech increase, cost increase. Okay. Kind of cool. Better against infantry, I guess. More damage. Siege crew training now applies to bombards. I guess it didn't before. The instant pack and unpack. Oh man, that'll be strong. Still applies to mangonels and trebuchets. Wandering Town effect decreased from 100% damage to plus 50% damage. This was for the Rams, right? Now also grants 2 healing per second in combat to Ram. What? It gets passive healing? This is the first time something's had that. Well, I guess we lie. French knights and monks, I guess. So Rams will passively heal. That's not a ton. I mean, usually if you're making those Rams, you're sending them in. You're not retreating those Rams, right? But it'll keep them alive a little longer. And they've made a lot of Ram changes, as we know. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Get more Rams in the chat. High Armory sees a lot of use for its discount aura, but since the nerf to banded arms, unique techs are not used as much as we'd like. This change has provided additional utility to other technologies. Spitskaya Tower. Lots more health. 2k more. Fixed a bug where construction's landmark granted the siege crew training upgrade for free. Didn't know that. Streltsy unit. Okay, corrected an issue with the static deployment ability where it was possible for it to trigger for a brief moment despite moving. Okay. Blessing duration tech renamed to Divine Light. There you go, Divine. Roost deep sea fishing has been nerfed. Shore fishing has been buffed just like everyone else. Roost improved palisade wall. Health reduced because walls have been nerfed in the build time. Okay, guys. This might be our biggest patch notes we've ever had. That was quite lengthy. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And I'm going to be throwing this over on YouTube. And I need to hear from you down in the comments section. We got big Delhi changes, big Avicid changes. We've got English getting changed, buff, nerf. I'm not sure exactly. Malian's not getting nerfed. Ottoman's not really changing a whole lot. Rus getting a little bit of love. We've got Nomad game mode coming out. I'm going to be doing some community games with chat. So if you like playing some Nomads, I'll be casting some fun Nomad stuff. That'll be fun. And we've got new maps coming out. Holy cow. And just like the number of just like quality of life bugs and fixes they've made is just massive. So thank you so much. If you watched to the very end or on Twitch you watched, come over and comment in the section. Let me know about it so I can hit you with some love. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, leave us some comments, and we'll see you live on twitch.tv/FitzBro. Later.